Instantaneously, Fang Xing snapped his finger, and automatically, his 9-serpent flaming sword came out, and approaching to hit this disciple. Unfortunately, he was hit by Fang Xing's 9-serpent flaming sword that caused him to fall into the ground. Nevertheless, Fang Xing called Mu Rongying once again. Then he asked him where he hid. Fang Xing also ordered him to show himself to him. At this moment, while Fang Xing and Xinger were entering to Mu Rong's territory, these disciples are wondering where this young brat came from. And according to this disciple on the left, Fang Xing managed to defeat their senior brother Jia, who's at the 5th level of spirit movement, in just one blow. In addition to this disciple on the right, Fang Xing does not look like he is lying. Then he was wondering if their senior brother Mu Rong really owes him money. On the other hand, according to Mu Rongying, it's all because of Shen Hujun. He looked reliable, but when they needed him, it turned out he wasn't reliable at all. In addition to Mu Rongying, to think Shen Hujun lost 20 spirit stones because of a stupid bet. Mu Rongying said that he spent so much time collecting all those spirit stones and used a lot of resources to get those spirit stones. Mu Rongying was really angry at this moment, and he even said that Fang Xing will wait, and he will get those 20 spirit stones back from him. But all of a sudden, Mu Rongying was stunned when he heard that Fang Xing called him a cheater and said to come and show himself. Who is it that dares to cause trouble in Duanzhen Valley? Mu Rongying stated. However, Fang Xing was enraged while saying, "So you're that cheater, Mu Rongying? You obviously already lost the sword to us, yet you dare to run away shamelessly, and still have the face to be here. You better give me the sword now, or else you'll be the next Shen Hujun." But Mu Rongying asked Fang Xing what nonsense he was spouting, and he also asked him since when did Mu Rongying have a bet with Fang Xing. So Fang Xing asked him if he did not bet with Qin Zinger because Qin Zinger betted for him. And then Fang Xing told him that since Mu Rongying lost to Zinger, it meant he lost to Fang Xing. In addition to Fang Xing, not paying his debt to Zinger is not paying his debt to Fang Xing. On the other hand, this disciple on the left told his colleague beside him that senior brother Mu Rong did actually bet with sister Qin. And he said that they all saw it since they were all there. Instantaneously, his colleague replied to him that if Mu Rong does not keep to his words, this disciple was afraid that their senior brother Mu Rong's reputation would. But this disciple didn't finish his words because Mu Rong heard them, so he interrupted them. Then Mu Rongying explained that he did indeed have a bet with junior sister Qin, but he had already given what he had betted. In addition to Mu Rong, he even gave Zinger 10 more spirit stones. Then Mu Rong told Fang Xing that if he didn't believe him, then Fang Xing could ask Zinger, "How dare you come to find trouble here at Duanzhen Valley without differentiating the right from the wrong? Do you think the disciples of Zhenduan Valley are easy to bully?" Stated by Mu Rongling, who's trying to get sympathy from other disciples. With an instant, Zinger told Mu Rong that what he said was wrong. Then Zinger explained that she did not agree in exchanging his sword with 10 spirit stones. In addition to Zinger, now that the situation has come to this, Zinger encouraged Mu Rong to talk about it more clearly. After that, Zinger clarifies that she helped junior brother Fang bet, and hence, whatever Mu Rong did to the bet is not of Zinger's business. Hence, Zinger came there that night to return the 10 spirit stones. Other than that, Zinger would not do anything else. However, at the back of Mu Rongying's mind, this woman is obvious that she's on the same team as Fang Xing. Nonetheless, while Fang Xing was laughing at him, he asked Mu Rongying what he had to say now. Then Fang Xing instantly ordered Mu Rongying to hand over the sword. But all of a sudden, Mu Rongying was furious and told Fang Xing that he's being overboard. Then Mu Rongying suddenly called his powerful and beautiful sword to come to him. At this moment, Mu Rongying is approaching to attack Fang Xing while saying that if Fang Xing wants his sword, exchange it with Fang Xing's lowly life. Mu Rongying was rushing towards Fang Xing. However, Fang Xing also approaches Mu Rongying and uses his 9-serpent golden flame sword. Nonetheless, their Fang Xing and Mu Rong's swords collided with each other. Unfortunately, Mu Rongying's sword was so strong and powerful that it caused Fang Xing to pull back. Fang Xing was really struggling this time. Nevertheless, according to the Yin-Yang Divine Demon Book of Fang Xing, the 9-serpent golden flame sword that had been engraved with 9-array formation has been destroyed from the inside. But Fang Xing was just smiling and he was amazed by Mu Rong's sword while staring at it. Then he said that he will take it for sure. At this moment, Fang Xing was about to hit Mu Rongying with his flaming sword. But all of a sudden, Fang Xing was shocked when a blue dragon came out from Mu Rongying's sword. Fang Xing was stunned by it. And while Fang Xing was staring at the blue dragon, according to the Yin-Yang Divine Demon Book, an aura is sealed in the blue dragon flame sword. During the battle, it can be activated to hurt the enemy, and it can confuse the mind of those who are affected by it. However, Fang Xing was still craving that blue flaming sword. Then Mu Rongying suddenly approached to attack Fang Xing and told him that he will take Fang Xing's life for sure. However, Fang Xing managed to do a counter-attack by throwing a powerful flames before Mu Rongying can hit him. Nonetheless, Mu Rongying managed to block Fang Xing's attack. Then he asked Fang Xing if he only had that much endurance. All of a sudden, Fang Xing ran away from Mu Rongying. So Mu Rong was confused if Fang Xing really fled. However, while Mu Rong was holding his sword, he stated that Fang Xing was disgusting, and as he expected of a rat who only knows how to bully people, they run at the sight of a loss. On the other hand, this disciple also stated that is expected of their brother Mu Rong, to think he beat him so badly that he had to run away and even leave his sword behind. Instantaneously, this disciple beside him agreed with his statement and also said that Fang Xing is garbage after all. He also said that Fang Xing won against their brother Shan all thanks to luck. But unexpectedly, Fang Xing shouted to Mu Rongying and said, "Mu Rongying, you murderer, why are you flaunting that sword when you have yet to repay your debts?" However, Mu Rong was really enraged and told Fang Xing if he wanted to die. But Mu Rong got alerted when Fang Xing suddenly threw a huge boulder towards Mu Rong. With an instant, Mu Rong managed to slash the huge stone. Nevertheless, according to this disciple, their brother Mu Rong is godlike, to think that he cut through that boulder with just a swing of his blade. Mu Rong cuts with a force of 2,500 kilograms. But the other disciple said that Fang Xing isn't stopping and he just picked up another stone. These disciples were shocked and confused why that boulder was so massive. Instantaneously, Fang Xing threw this huge stone towards Mu Rong again. However, Mu Rong was wondering if he did actually forget that there are stones used for training in Forge Valley, and according to him, the lightest ones should weigh at least 5,000 kilograms. In addition to Mu Rong, with Fang Xing's current cultivation advancements, how is Fang Xing able to lift up something that heavy so easily? Nonetheless, Fang Xing asked Mu Rong where he was running off to. And suddenly Fang Xing never stopped throwing boulders at Mu Rong. So Mu Rong also never stopped slashing those huge stones until he gets tired. Nevertheless, while Fang Xing was throwing more huge stones, Mu Rong called him a crazy bastard, and then he told Fang Xing that he's going too far. At this moment, Fang Xing managed to levitate the huge stones. Then he asked Mu Rong if that's all he's capable of. However, at the back of Mu Rong's mind, Fang Xing knows how to use a spell to make the stones levitate, and it looks like he underestimated Fang Xing. With an instant, Mu Rong uses his powerful flaming blue dragon to crush the stones that thrown by Fang Xing. Mu Rong suddenly jumped, and according to him, just one boulder and he can do it. But all of a sudden, while he was slashing this boulder, Fang Xing suddenly appeared in the air in front of him and approached to punch his face. At this time, Mu Rong cannot manage to dodge or block Fang Xing's fist. So as the result, Mu Rong was hit by Fang Xing's powerful punch. Blood came out from Mu Rong's face because of Fang Xing's attack. And straight away, Fang Xing got the sword that he wanted. However, according to Fang Xing, while he's holding this blue sword and while stepping on Mu Rong's face, it feels as good as he expected. Then he told Mu Rong that having something that precious in the hands of trash like Mu Rong is such a waste. Nevertheless, Mu Rong told Fang Xing to execute him if Fang Xing got the guts to. Instantaneously, Fang Xing smiled while saying, "Well, since you're insisting, I guess I will just have to do as you say." At this moment, Fang Xing was about to stab Mu Rong using his own sword. And these disciples think that Fang Xing is crazy since he actually dares to execute people in Duanzhen Valley. But all of a sudden, there was a man who stopped Fang Xing from executing Mu Rong. And this man even used his power to tie Fang Xing. Instantaneously, these disciples bowed and greeted their master. However, Fang Xing told him that he already knew that he was there and Fang Xing only did that to lure him out. Then he ordered the man to let go of him. Nonetheless, while Bai Fu was staring at Fang Xing, he suddenly grabbed and lifted up Fang Xing, and according to Bai Fu, he wanted to test Fang Xing's abilities by letting Mu Rongying compete with him. But Fang Xing did not use any strange Taoism, and only relied on his strength and intelligence to win. After that, Bai Fu was wondering what Fang Xing actually learned from Master Lao Jiu. However, Fang Xing asked Bai Fu what he wanted to do. Then Fang Xing told him that Bai Fu's disciple and Fang Xing competed fairly. Then Fang Xing asked Bai Fu if he was trying to help Mu Rong take revenge after he lost. Nevertheless, Bai Fu put down Fang Xing and told him that if he didn't stop Fang Xing, wouldn't it just be waiting for Fang Xing to execute his disciple? In addition to Bai Fu, since Fang Xing has already finished fighting, so Fang Xing can go back to where he was supposed to be. But this disciple told Bai Fu that he can't let that thief go because he not only trespassed into Zhenduan Valley, but also stole from all of them. Then this disciple also told Bai Fu that Bai Fu has to judge for them. With an instant, Bai Fu was surprised by what this disciple said to him, and he was confirming to all of these disciples if Fang Xing stole from them. Instantaneously, this disciple said yes and told Bai Fu that their belongings are still with Fang Xing currently. Bai Fu grabs Fang Xing's hand right straight away. Then he tried searching Fang Xing's body, and Bai Fu figured out that it was actually true. Then he told Fang Xing that he is too outrageous. However, Fang Xing was enraged while saying, Hey, how can you do this? You still owe me a favor. How could you help them and not help me? But Bai Fu was confused if he really owed Fang Xing a favor since he cannot recall it. How dare you repudiate? Looks like your disciple learnt it from you. And you took my things without finding out the truth first. You might as well say I stole from an elder. Fang Xing stated. Bai Fu suddenly put down Fang Xing back. Then he commanded Fang Xing to tell him about it clearly and how did his disciple repudiate. Fang Xing immediately explained to him that Fang Xing fought with Bai Fu's good disciple, Mu Rongying, who used his King Long Bai Yan's sword to bet. In addition to Fang Xing, he ended up winning, but Mu Rong repudiated and ran back to Zhenduan Valley to hide, and Fang Xing can only come there to take back what belongs to him. And as for the rest, they look pitiful but in reality, they all refused to acknowledge that they had lost the bet, and Fang Xing had no choice but to act. Then Fang Xing told him that they can't blame him. Fang Xing also started his acting skills and stated that if he just knew earlier that there were people who do not keep to their words, Fang Xing would not have eaten that chess piece 3 years ago, and should have just let Master win that game. Fang Xing also said that he is so unlucky and he was wondering why all the people that he met are immoral. However, Bai Fu was coughing and he said that he just remembered something. Then Bai Fu suddenly spoke to his disciples and ordered them to tell him honestly if what Fang Xing said was true. But these disciples told their elders to not listen to Fang Xing, and they said that Fang Xing is lying and twisting the truth. With an instant, Bai Fu was enraged so he stamped his foot on the floor and said that he was just asking if these guys actually betted. Because of fear, these disciples admit that they indeed bet. Bai Fu glanced at Mu Rong, then he asked him if he did bet his sword. Instantaneously, Mu Rong bowed to Bai Fu and told him that this disciple understands his wrongdoings. So Fang Xing told Bai Fu that he didn't lie to him and he came there to get his things. All of a sudden, Bai Fu grabbed Fang Xing again and ordered Fang Xing to follow him. Then he told his disciples to kneel there until he came back. At this moment, Bai Fu told Fang Xing that, even if Fang Xing is right, Fang Xing shouldn't be so reckless. In addition to Bai Fu, Master Lao Ju just went into seclusion, and Fang Xing decided to make such a ruckus. People might use this chance to punish Fang Xing. Then Bai Fu asked Fang Xing how he would protect himself then. But Fang Xing told him that who told them to repudiate, it's justified for Fang Xing to get what belongs to him. And even though his master is in seclusion, there's still Bai Fu. Fang Xing still remembers that Bai Fu owes him a favor. However, at the back of Fang Xing's mind, it is exactly because Master Lao Ju was in seclusion why Fang Xing was able to make such a big ruckus. Fang Xing will observe the Qingyun sect's attitude, and if it took longer then it wouldn't be that simple. Nonetheless, kid, you keep saying I owe you a favor. It's not like I would repudiate or anything, right? How about teaching you a technique to return the favor since you came to Duanzhen Valley? Bai Fu stated. But at the back of Bai Fu's mind, Fang Xing has a lot of talent so he just needs some teachings and would be able to go a long way in the future. But Fang Xing declined his offer and told him that he didn't want to learn blacksmithing. So Bai Fu was getting angry while saying, "You small bastard, what did you say? You'll have to go even if you don't want to, you're not allowed to refuse." After that, Bai Fu was approaching to use his power towards Fang Xing. But before it happened, Fang Xing asked him how he can force people to do things. And then Fang Xing told him to tell Bai Fu the truth. Fang Xing only wanted to enter Feng Tian Temple, and nowhere else. Fang Xing doesn't care how much Bai Fu forces him. And Fang Xing told him that he won't learn even if he goes. So Bai Fu stopped and asked Fang Xing if he wanted to enter the Feng Tian Temple. With an instant, Fang Xing said yes. However, Bai Fu asked Fang Xing if he really thinks just anyone can enter the Feng Tian Temple. Because according to Bai Fu, Fang Xing would have to fulfill 3 criteria to enter. One is to cultivate to at least the 6th spirit movement. The second is to enter the sect for at least 10 years. And the third is to get in the top 3 of the sect's competition that is held every 3 years. In addition to Bai Fu, the identity of disciples that wish to enter are normally the true disciples of each valley. Then Bai Fu asked Fang Xing about how many of those criteria would Fang Xing be able to fulfill. But Fang Xing told him that it isn't hard to cultivate to the 6th level of spirit movement. And in addition to Fang Xing, he's not scared of the competition either. But Fang Xing only entered the sect for 4 years, so he can't fulfill the 10-year requirement. Of course, although it is a rule, it doesn't mean that exceptions can't be made, Bai Fu stated. So Fang Xing instantly delighted by what Bai Fu said, and he asked him if Bai Fu had a solution. According to Bai Fu, if there is an elder from the board that acts as a guarantor, then neither the 10 years of experience nor the 6th level of spirit movement is required. As long as they feel that Fang Xing is strong enough, Fang Xing would be able to take part in the assessment. However, Fang Xing told him why he did not say that earlier. Then he asked Bai Fu if he's not an elder because his words should be more effective than an elder on the board. Then he asked Bai Fu if he was right. With an instant, Bai Fu asks Fang Xing what he thinks. Then he told him that if Fang Xing agreed to enter Duanzhen Valley, and Fang Xing performed well, Bai Fu will ensure that Fang Xing will enter the Feng Tian Temple within 3 years. But Fang Xing told him that 3 years is too long. So Bai Fu told him that if Fang Xing has the abilities to, why not just go this year? Fang Xing instantly agreed with Bai Fu's statement. But all of a sudden, Bai Fu hit Fang Xing's head and said that he was just joking. Then he commanded Fang Xing to give him a straightforward answer if he would enter Duanzhen Valley. Nonetheless, Fang Xing told him that to tell him the truth, Bai Fu had to agree to some of Fang Xing's terms for him to enter Duanzhen Valley. Then Bai Fu immediately asked Fang Xing about the terms. At this moment, Fang Xing whispered to Bai Fu and told him that Fang Xing heard that there is a head disciple in all the 4 valleys, and they could command all the other disciples. So Fang told him that he wanted to be the head disciple of Bai Fu's Duanzhen Valley. Bai Fu was surprised by what Fang Xing said, and he even asked Fang Xing to clarify if Fang Xing wanted to become the head disciple of Duanzhen Valley. So Fang Xing instantly told him, why not? You punk, do you really think it's so easy to become a senior? Not only is cultivation needed, but the internal affairs of Duanzhen Valley also needs to be dealt with. Can you do it? Bai Fu stated. Instantaneously, Fang Xing said that it's not a problem at all, and he told Bai Fu that he can rely on him. According to Bai Fu, it's impossible to make Fang Xing the head disciple the moment he comes in. So if Fang Xing managed to let all the disciples in Duanzhen Valley hand over their refined metal to him, Bai Fu will think about giving it to Fang Xing. Then he asks Fang Xing how that sounds. Fang Xing automatically agreed with Bai Fu's deal. Nevertheless, Bai Fu ordered Fang Xing to give him his jade token. With an instant, Fang Xing gave it to him. Then Bai Fu told him that it is the mark of Duanzhen Valley, so from that day on, Fang Xing is a Duanzhen Valley's disciple. And according to Bai Fu, with that, Bai Fu became Fang Xing's master. So if Fang Xing encounters any problems when he refines any metas, Fang Xing can ask Bai Fu directly. Then Bai Fu told Fang Xing that they will end that day's session there, and Bai Fu will take his leave first. But before Bai Fu leaves, Fang Xing asked him about the disciples who are still kneeling. Then he clarifies to Bai Fu if he says that he would punish them. Didn't you say you want to be the head disciple? Bai Fu stated. Then he told Fang Xing that this issue would now be in Fang Xing's hand. Bai Fu also told Fang Xing to not forget to return the treasures to their original owners. However, at the back of Fang Xing's mind, he feels like Bai Fu isn't very reliable. But he just told himself to never mind it since he is now part of the Duanzhen Valley. So Fang Xing should be kinder to his peers. At this moment, these disciples were glad that they saw their bag with their treasures. Then Fang Xing suddenly appeared on the roof and called himself master and told them that he had already become a disciple of Duanzhen Valley. And for the sake of the master, Fang Xing decided to return their treasures back. After that, Fang Xing ordered these guys to leave immediately after they had taken their treasure. Stop lying. With just your abilities, who do you think you are to enter Duanzhen Valley? Who would believe you when you have no evidence? Stated by one of these disciples. With an instant, Fang Xing showed them his jade token and he told them to open their eyes and observe carefully. This is what Elder Taizhang has given Fang Xing personally. So these disciples were confused because according to them, that indeed is Duanzhen Valley's marking. So they are wondering how Fang Xing managed to convince their master to accept him. However, the man on the back was confused why there are only leftover metals in his treasure bag and he cannot find his flying sword. All of a sudden, Fang Xing threw his sword that almost hit this disciple. I told you to leave immediately after you get your things. Believe me when I say that I would execute you in one strike if you dare complain. Fang Xing stated. So this disciple instantly said that he believed Fang Xing and he begged Fang Xing to not hit him. Nevertheless, Fang Xing commanded these disciples to listen to him carefully, and according to Fang Xing, their master said that from that day on, Fang Xing is in charge of collecting the refined metal. Then Fang Xing told them that they all better hand in their refined metal to him, or else, Fang Xing will make them regret their decision. However, this disciple told Fang Xing that Fang Xing may not know. Not everyone is able to refine metal. Only disciples who manage to reach a certain cultivation level are able to do so. Then this other disciple on the right also said that not everyone has to hand over their refined metal. It's only those with debts that need to go after. Is that how it works? I'll ask that old man tomorrow, Fang Xing stated. Meanwhile, in Fang Xing's room, there is someone who's telling Fang Xing that she has been ordered by their master to give Fang Xing something. So Fang Xing instantly told the person to come in. Nonetheless, this little girl told his master Fang that she will pass him this name list, and according to this little disciple, there are a total of 21 people who need to turn in 1.5 kilograms of refined metal to the valley this month, and that month's 31.5 kilograms refined metal would be Fang Xing's task to turn in. In addition to this little girl, their master said that he would carefully check the metal that was turned in. Even if there is even a slight weight difference, then he'll cut down on Fang Xing's monthly resources. Instantaneously, Fang Xing told her that he understood, then he commanded the girl to go back. All of a sudden, Fang Xing asked her why she hadn't left yet. But this little disciple asked Fang Xing if he's not going to show her some gratitude when she came so early in the morning to pass those nameless to Fang Xing. However, Fang Xing asked her if this little girl was trying to extort him. Then she told her why she was still standing there and if she's waiting for Fang Xing to beat her up. Nonetheless, this little disciple told Fang Xing that their master said that he knows that Fang Xing has received something good yesterday, so it's reasonable for Fang Xing to give her some. Fang Xing cannot do anything, so he just gave some spirit stones to this little disciple. Great senior brother, looking at how kind you are, I'll let you in on a secret. I heard the master say that if you plan on using force to get them to turn in their refined metal, it would not be possible. To be able to finish this task, you must use your brain. Take care, senior brother, I'll take my leave now, stated by this little disciple. However, Fang Xing was confused about the old man Tai's statement that said there are things that could not be solved by force. At this moment, Fang Xing was asking if Liu Huajian was there. With an instant, this elder told him that he's in there. Then he asked Fang Xing about his identity. All of a sudden, Fang Xing aimed his sword at the elder while saying, "Then I have come to the correct place." At the present time, this fat man told Fang Xing that he don't know him and he had no grudge towards Fang Xing. So this fat man was confused why Fang Xing came looking for him. Instantaneously, Fang Xing informed him that from that day onwards, Fang Xing will be in charge of collecting the turnover of the refined iron from the Zhen Valley every month. And if this fat man will dare to not hand it in on time. But Fang Xing did not finish his words when this fat man interrupted him and told him that it turns out senior brother Fang is there for that matter. In addition to this fat man, the collection of the turnover of refined iron is a task handed down by the Taoist sect. So this fat man told Fang Xing that he can rest assured he will hand it to him before the due date. Nevertheless, Fang Xing just told him as long as this fat man knows. Then this fat man instantly asked Fang Xing if there was anything else he wanted to tell him. So Fang Xing replied to him that their master also told him that Fang Xing needs this batch of refined iron urgently, so the time has been moved forward by 10 days. The refined iron will be handed over on the 13th of next month. After that, Fang Xing thanked this fat man for his efforts. Since senior brother Fang said so, this junior brother will naturally do his best too, stated by this fat man. But at the back of his mind, within the valley there's a couple thousand kilos of refined iron. So this fat man was confused, why does their master want them to refine even more? This fat man thinks that this is just the brat being rhetorical. Nonetheless, Fang Xing told him that he will regard this fat man as being sensible. However, at the back of this fat man's mind, he didn't expect this brat to push the date earlier. Good thing they came prepared. Fang Xing wouldn't have expected this. Meanwhile, while Fang Xing was walking on the street, this man suddenly asked him if Fang Xing came for the matter of the refined iron. Since this man heard about it yesterday and he promised to hand it in at the exact amount at the exact time. So Fang Xing told him that it's good that he knows. Then Fang Xing told him that the time had advanced, then he ordered the man to hand it in before the 13th of next month. With an instant, this man agreed to Fang Xing. Then he said that Fang Xing must be tired after walking for so long, so he invited Fang Xing to come to his cave dwelling to rest. But Fang Xing told him that it's fine since he still has some business. Nevertheless, these other disciples also invited Fang Xing to their houses. The other one prepared a tea specially for Fang Xing only, and the other one said that he had good alcohol there for Fang Xing. But Fang Xing just ignored them and continued walking. At this moment, Fang Xing was thinking, since he went to dozens of places in the morning, everyone said they will cooperate. Yesterday Fang Xing beat up their senior brother, so maybe that's why they are being so polite to Fang Xing. According to Fang Xing, even more if the matter of the hand and of refined iron was that easy, the old man wouldn't have used that test on him. If it's impossible, that means they have all conspired in advance to trick Fang Xing. That's why they're acting like that. Nevertheless, Fang Xing had already read the movements of those disciples. At this moment, these disciples gathered and had discussions with Fang Xing, including the senior brother Liu. Instantaneously, senior brother Liu asked Fang Xing what he was doing there. So Fang Xing commanded senior brother Liu to come to him and he told him that he had something to tell. However, senior brother Liu was surprised since there were so many spiritual stones and he was wondering what Fang Xing was up to. Then Fang Xing told senior brother Liu that those are the words he specially printed for the hand in of refined iron. After that, he asked the senior brother what he thought. But at the back of senior brother Liu's mind, Fang Xing is planning to win others with money, so this fat man told himself that he can't let Fang Xing succeed. Nonetheless, senior brother Liu told Fang Xing that he didn't have any thought of it. Then senior brother Liu asked Fang Xing if he was really going to give all those spiritual stones for free, and if not those spiritual stones and the broadsword accumulated. However, this disciple on the left said that is right, and according to him, that's the sword that Fang Xing got from their senior brother Mu Rong, and the spiritual stones he robbed from them. Then this disciple asked how could Fang Xing be willing to let them take advantage of Fang Xing. In accordance with this disciple on the center, he said that with Fang Xing's tyrant-like ways, if Fang Xing gives them spiritual stones he might take it back a few days later. Nevertheless, according to Fang Xing, senior brother Liu looks like he still doesn't know Fang Xing yet. Then Fang Xing explains to him that he has always been a seriously committed person, like his wronging. That kind of bet Fang Xing could never do. But now Fang Xing is a member of the Zhen Valley, so Fang Xing asked him how can he not think about others, now that he has taken out the spiritual stone to subsidize since it's his duty to pay for the refined iron. After that, Fang Xing asked his brother why they are still not happy. However, senior brother Liu told Fang Xing that he had mistaken him. Then this fat man explained that he just felt like a pie had fallen from the heavens. Then this fat man said that he is so happy that it's hard to believe it. With an instant, Fang Xing was approaching to grab something from his pocket. Then he showed to them this vow contract while saying, if that's the case, I hereby swear, I Fang Xing promise that whoever pays full on the 13th of this month with quality refined iron, I will reward them with 10 low-grade spiritual stones. I am willing to receive the heavenly thunder as punishment. Senior brother Liu grits his teeth and at the back of his mind, Fang Xing actually used a vow contract. Then he called Fang Xing really gutsy and according to him, this is going to be troublesome. Meanwhile, the evening came. This disciple on the left told their senior brother Liu about when that brat secretly made the hand and date early by 10 days. Then this disciple thought their original plan wasn't going to work anymore. And according to this disciple in the center, if they delay it after the 13th, he's afraid that Fang Xing will come knocking and they can only obediently hand it to him. In accordance with this disciple in the front, Fang Xing even made a vow that he will give them 10 lower-grade spiritual stones, and that's not a small amount that they can find such an opportunity like that again. Instantaneously, senior brother Liu slammed his hand. Then he asked the disciples behind him how it is possible to get swayed by 10 lower-grade spiritual stones, in addition to senior brother Liu. As long as they help senior brother Mu Rong vent his anger, Mu Rong's reward will be much more than that. However, this man told senior brother Liu to calm down and according to him, it's just normal for everyone to think like that. After all, Fang Xing took the spiritual stones and even made a vow. Brother Mu Rong said it anyway. So this man asked senior brother Liu if they shouldn't give him what he wants to put him at ease. Oh, you think I don't know what you all are thinking? I have a trick that can ensure that everyone can get that brat's spiritual stones and also receive the rewards of brother Mu Rong. How about it? Stated by this fat man. So these disciples told senior brother Liu to stop making them guess and tell them already. At this moment, these disciples have gathered to remit their refined iron to Fang Xing. This is the iron I refined. The total is 3.5 kilos. The extra is not counted. Please accept it, senior brother Fang. Stated by this disciple. With an instant, Fang Xing told him to get his 10 spiritual stones. Then this disciple followed Fang Xing. At this moment, it's senior brother Liu's turn, so he told Fang Xing to take a look. While Fang Xing was staring at this stone, senior brother Liu asked him what's the matter. Instantaneously, Fang Xing throws the stone in front of him. Then Fang Xing pointed his sword towards senior brother Liu and called them a bunch of bastards. After that, Fang Xing told them that he kindly subsidized them with his own spiritual stones and they dare trick him with those junk. Nonetheless, Brother Ho is like a plant that is wilting. However, senior brother Liu was confused. How can Fang Xing tell the quality of the refined iron at a glance, since Fang Xing has just joined the Duanzhen Valley? And according to him, they only lost 2 rounds of spiritual fire when refining, so even a master at refinement can barely detect it. So senior brother Liu thinks that Fang Xing must be tricking them. Nevertheless, senior brother Liu asked Fang Xing how can he slander them like that, because according to him, they didn't even focus on their cultivation and work day and night just to refine those batches of refined iron, so how can there be any problems? In addition to this fat man, not only did Fang Xing arbitrarily push forward the handover date, he even insisted on framing them so it makes them disappointed. But Fang Xing was not that easy to fool, so he told them since no one else is talking and this fat man is the only one making excuses, so it must be senior brother Liu that is ordering those. However, this fat man said nonsense since he just couldn't bear to get slandered like that, and according to him, he's just speaking for his brothers. With an instant, these disciples agree with senior brother Liu, and this disciple in the center even told Fang Xing that there aren't any problems with the refined iron, and this disciple on the left ordered Fang Xing to show to them if there's a problem. Without a word, Fang Xing went to their refined stones. However, at the back of this fat man's mind, he was sure that Fang Xing was lying to them, and he told himself it's a good thing he insisted that the refined iron has no problem. All of a sudden, Fang Xing poured this vessel that caused these stones to fall. So Fang Xing instantly told them that there are only 5% of impurities into those pieces. After that, Fang Xing cursed this fat man and told him that he really thinks Fang Xing is stupid and he can't tell the difference. TL, thanks to the Yin Yang Divine Demon book. However, at the back of senior brother Liu's mind, Fang Xing is completely correct. Nevertheless, Fang Xing told senior brother Liu that he will give him one last chance. Then he ordered him to give back the spiritual stones he got and add an additional 20 more as a fine. Fang Xing also commanded him to go back and properly refine the iron, or else Fang Xing will execute him. Senior brother Liu instantly responded to Fang Xing that he will do as Fang Xing said, but he asked Fang Xing if he could keep the spiritual stones. Fang Xing's patience ran out, so he kicked the fat man that caused him to fall into the ground, and he told this fat man that he's really a coward that won't cry till he sees a coffin. Nonetheless, Fang Xing ordered senior brother Liu to give back the amount he got from him and an additional 30 spiritual stones, and he told him that he better hand it over at that moment. However, this fat man is naughty, so he told Fang Xing that it's fine if they have to refine it. But Fang Xing added fine, so he asked him if it's not against the rules. In addition to this fat man, if Fang Xing hadn't pushed the date earlier, everyone wouldn't have had any problems. But Fang Xing just smiled at him, and then he told senior brother Liu that he didn't mention any rules when he took Fang Xing's spiritual stones. But at that moment he brought it up. So since this fat man dared to trick him, Fang Xing told him to not blame him for being unreasonable since senior brother Liu started it. All of a sudden, senior brother Liu used his power and attempted to run away while saying that Fang Xing is crazy. Instantaneously, Fang Xing was enraged and he asked the fat man where he thought he was going, while Fang Xing was approaching to hit him using his new sword. Unfortunately, senior brother Liu's power shield was broken by Fang Xing's sword. Nevertheless, while Fang Xing was stepping on senior brother Liu, this fat man shouted and commanded the other disciples to quickly report it to the sect master that Fang Xing is trying to execute someone again. On the other hand, these disciples were also enraged while preparing to attack Fang Xing, and they said that there's no way Fang Xing can handle them all at once. So they throw their powerful attack towards Fang Xing. Pathetic tricks, stated by Fang Xing. All of a sudden, Fang Xing managed to block their sword's attack using his powerful sword. That turned into like a tornado and caused the swords of those disciples to be broken. Instantaneously, these disciples used the noble forge against Fang Xing. However, they were just shocked when they saw Fang Xing, who's surrounded by blue flames in front of them. And with an instant, Fang Xing started to attack them by slashing them using his powerful new sword. Nonetheless, Fang Xing told these remaining disciples to step up whoever thinks Fang Xing's ways are unreasonable. But all of a sudden, Mu Rong came while saying, "Presumptuous. How dare you use such cruel means against your junior brothers? Do you really think you're unstoppable?" Instantaneously, these disciples bowed to their brother Yi Tianlong, who accompanied Mu Rong, and they told themselves that they were saved. However, while Mu Rong is gritting his teeth, Yi Tianlong asked him if that is the kid that took his sword, and he even called Fang Xing an impudent. Mu Rong was really angry at this moment, and he told Yi Tianlong that he didn't know anything. Fang Xing uses tricks to win, but in terms of power, Mu Rong will definitely win. So Yi Tianlong told Mu Rong that they can't tolerate a mad dog that bites people. After that, He told Mu Rong to stop Fang Xing and then teach him a lesson. So Mu Rong instantly responded to him and told him that's what he planned to do. But Fang Xing took his sword and at that moment he didn't have a weapon. Straight away, Yi Tianlong told Mu Rong to not worry since he will help him. Then he offered this hammer to Mu Rong, and according to Yi Tianlong, this hammer is called the Sun Moon Yin Yang hammer. Yi Tianlong has had it for 3 years and never lost against anyone. Yi Tianlong will lend it to Mu Rong, so he told Mu Rong to not let him down. Mu Rong thanked his brother Yi and told him that he can rest assured that he will not bring shame to this hammer. However, Fang Xing asked Mu Rong if he really thought he could beat him by borrowing a weapon, and Fang Xing also asked him who gave him the confidence. But Mu Rong just told Fang Xing to keep talking while he still can and don't wait till Fang Xing were about to lose. All of a sudden, Mu Rong was already approaching to attack Fang Xing. So with an instant, Fang Xing used his sword to block Mu Rong's attack. But at the back of Fang Xing's mind, that hammer has such power and seems like it's another high-rank magical weapon. No wonder Mu Rong had such confidence to beat Fang Xing. Aren't you supposed to be strong? Just taste the power of this hammer, Mu Rong stated while throwing his powerful flaming hammer towards Fang Xing. However, at the back of Fang Xing's mind, this guy is really vicious. He knows that Fang Xing uses a sword, so he borrowed a hammer from someone so that he can beat Fang Xing by hammering his sword. But Fang Xing told himself that he won't Mu Rong win. At this moment, Mu Rong attacked again, but luckily, Fang Xing managed to block it. However, this disciple on the left was wondering if Fang Xing was crazy since he used his sword to parry the hammer. He was confused if Fang Xing was not worried about the sword shattering. But they were startled when they realized that Fang Xing was not using the sword to block Mu Rong's attack. Instead, Fang Xing uses the hilt to parry the hammer. No wonder it didn't shatter. Nonetheless, Fang Xing called Mu Rong a coward and he said that he will send that hammer back to Mu Rong. Instantaneously, this hammer is approaching back to Mu Rong. With an instant, Yi Tianlong commanded Mu Rong to use the Yang hammer to attack and the Yin hammer to defend himself. So Mu Rong followed the advice of Yi Tianlong. Then Mu Rong thanked him for the reminder. Fortunately, Mu Rong Ying managed to block this flaming hammer. Haha, brat, are you at your wit's end? If you have any other means, just use them, Mu Rong Ying stated. But Fang Xing told him that there's no need to use other means to defeat Mu Rong. Fang Xing will simply defeat him right at that moment. Nevertheless, Fang Xing was smiling while saying, "Rise." And with an instant, a golden and a blue dragon suddenly came out from his sword. So Mu Rong Ying cannot even believe how that is possible because according to him, the sword only allows strong people to use it. And Mu Rong wasn't able to use its powers, so Mu Rong Ying was confused how can Fang Xing that has a lower rank than him simultaneously use the blue dragon spirit and golden blaze dragon. Nonetheless, the blue dragon spirit and the golden blaze dragon were approaching to attack Mu Rong Ying, and he cannot do anything. So he was badly hit first by the attack of the blue dragon spirit, and followed by the attack of the golden blaze dragon. That causes Mu Rong Ying to be defeated in this fight. At this moment, Fang Xing was amazed by this yin-yang hammer, and according to him, this thing is sturdy since Mu Rong Ying is already down, yet this hammer is still fine. But all of a sudden, Yi Tianlong told Fang Xing that the hammer belonged to him, and he just temporarily lent his weapon to Mu Rong Ying to use, but now that seems unnecessary. So he told Fang Xing that he can return it to him. However, Fang Xing told him that he wondered where did Mu Rong Ying get the guts to challenge Fang Xing. Turns out it was Yi Tianlong who's behind those. So Fang Xing asked him that at that moment Yi Tianlong was trying to turn back, while Fang Xing throws the hammer above. According to the Yin-Yang Divine Demon Book, this hammer is called the Sun Moon Yin-Yang hammer, a twin hammer forged from bronze which has incomparable hardness, chains made from black steel, which is relatively hard. Yi Tianlong asked Fang Xing what he was doing, but all of a sudden, Fang Xing broke the chain of this Sun Moon Yin-Yang hammer by slashing it using his sword. "Of course, I'm destroying your weapon," Fang Xing stated. Instantaneously, Yi Tianlong uses his power to hit Fang Xing and he was surrounded by flames. Then he stated that Fang Xing is asking for death. Nonetheless, Fang Xing was hit by the flame attack of Yi Tianlong. But at the back of Yi Tianlong's mind, he got so provoked that he wasn't thinking straight and immediately used the fire sword. In his thoughts, Fang Xing is the master's respected disciple, so if he were to accidentally burn Fang Xing to death, the master would definitely blame him. But unexpectedly, these people were all surprised since Fang Xing is somehow still alive. According to Fang Xing, as he expected, he is too merciful to be human. Now there are cats and dogs that dare to bully him. Looks like the only way Fang Xing can make an example of others is to assert dominance. After that, Fang Xing told Yi Tianlong that he will be starting with him. However, Yi Tianlong cannot believe what just happened, because according to him, Only those stronger than him can use the barrier technique to block his blaze. But Fang Xing is clearly Ling Dong 4th layer. At this moment, Fang Xing pointed his sword to Yi Tianlong, and then he told him that the fire technique Yi Tianlong just used was clearly meant to execute Fang Xing. So Fang Xing told him to not blame him for being too cruel. But Yi Tianlong told Fang Xing to wait since he did it unintentionally. With an instant, Fang Xing winked at him and told him to forget about it. So Yi Tianlong was confused, why did Fang Xing suddenly become so good-natured? But all of a sudden, Fang Xing attacks him with his sword while saying, "Screw your unrealistic dreams." In addition to Fang Xing, when Yi Tianlong gave Mu Rongying the weapon, Fang Xing already wanted to execute Yi Tianlong. However, at the back of Yi Tianlong's mind, if only the Sun Moon Yin Yang hammer didn't break, he would have had a chance against Fang Xing. So the only thing Yi Tianlong can do is... But Yi Tianlong didn't finish his words. When he felt that this area of his body was especially hot, Yi Tianlong quickly jumped and groaned in pain. Luckily, he managed to put out the fire by peeing in his underwear that made Fang Xing laugh very hard. However, Yi Tianlong was enraged, so he asked Fang Xing if he was crazy. Then he told him that he had no grudge towards Fang Xing, but Fang Xing did such a cruel thing to him. So Fang Xing told Yi Tianlong that he is crazy and he might as well change his name to Pants Sweater. Incontinently, Yi Tianlong uses his power while saying, "You destroyed my weapon. Humiliated me, you bastard. I, Yi Tianlong, will fight you." After that, the 1,000 sword volley were heading to hit Fang Xing. With an instant, Fang Xing prepares for the incoming 1,000 sword volley of Yi Tianlong. At this moment, Yi Tianlong told himself that he is finally there, and at the back of his mind, with just one hit, Fang Xing wiped out his 100 sword array. Yi Tianlong said that this has to be some sort of monstrous strength, so he had to return to his abode because his life is important. But he was alerted when Fang Xing appeared on his back and approached to slash him. Unluckily, Yi Tianlong could not dodge or block Fang Xing's attack, so he was hit. With an instant, Yi Tianlong uses his power to have more speed so that he can escape Fang Xing. And luckily, Yi Tianlong managed to go inside his abode. But Fang Xing was still enraged and doing his best to catch Yi Tianlong, when all of a sudden, Yi Tianlong uses his power that caused Fang Xing to be thrown away from Yi Tianlong's territory. Nonetheless, at the back of Yi Tianlong's mind, he was lucky since he had set up a protection array at the above beforehand. Now that the iron gate is closed, Fang Xing can't do anything to him. "You bastard, weren't you very arrogant when you lent a weapon to Mu Rongying? But now you're cowardly hiding for what?" stated by Fang Xing. In addition to Fang Xing, he also told Yi Tianlong to not think that he will be helpless if Yi Tianlong hides in the mountain dwells. Then he told him to just wait. On the other hand, this disciple said that even their senior brother Yi was forced to hide in his abode by him and didn't dare to come out. Then he asks his colleague what they will do. However, this other disciple told his colleague to not call Fang Xing a brat because this level of strength is stronger than the Ling Dong 4th stage. This disciple in front of him also said that it looks like the sex rumors were wrong. Fang Xing must have learned from their elder by that which isn't taught to them. So this guy told him that they must never provoke Fang Xing ever again. Nevertheless, senior brother Liu was pale with fear while covering his head. Instantaneously, Fang Xing came back to them and told them to listen up. Then Fang Xing called them an incompetent bastards that hesitated to work. In addition to Fang Xing, in 3 days, whoever does not hand over the refined iron will have their legs broken, and whoever's refined iron's quality has impurities will have 4 of their limbs broken. After that, Fang Xing angrily asked them if they understood him. With an instant, these disciples responded that they understood. However, while senior brother Liu was sweating, these disciples thought that Fang Xing had already left. But all of a sudden, Fang Xing appeared in front of senior brother Liu. Fang Xing promptly asked this fat man if he thought that he could hide from him in this crowd. Fang Xing suddenly grabbed senior brother Liu and told him that if it weren't for him, a bastard stirring stick, Fang Xing wouldn't have such a mess. Then Fang Xing told him to tell him how this fat man is going to settle their bill. However, senior brother Liu told Fang Xing that he admitted his wrongdoings, so he presented to Fang Xing those spiritual stones, and he called Fang Xing his lord, then begs him to be magnanimous and spare him. But Fang Xing was enraged, so he threw this fat man on the ground. Then he asked him if he thought Fang Xing needed his loose change. Nonetheless, Fang Xing pointed his sword into this fat man's face, then told him that Fang Xing will give him one last chance, and if he can't answer, this fat man will be seeing blood real soon. Senior brother Liu instantly told Fang Xing that he will do whatever Fang Xing says. Then he begs Fang Xing not to execute him. With an instant, Fang Xing asked him how does one break open the Yi Tianlong's abode. Then he told senior brother Lue to not try to fool him since he is someone who's been there for 8 years, and if this fat man dare say he doesn't know, Fang Xing will immediately cut off his tongue. But senior brother Lue instantly told Fang Xing that all the abodes of the disciples in Duanjin Valley are all made of high-quality black iron, and even the personal disciples of the master don't know how to open it.